Hey everyone, my name is Danny, aka Cupio, and if this is your first time here, I make 3D printable models, specifically chibi style miniatures that use magnets for modularity. I wish there was an easier way to say that, but that's what I do. And I try to give away free models on a weekly basis, so if you're interested in what I come up with next, please subscribe. Today, I'm going to talk about the 3 models that I came up with in the month of April, which includes the Barrel Crab, the Chibi Dwarven Paladin, and the Chibi Skeleton. And you can download these right now on my Thingiverse. Links will be in the description down below. And if you like what I do and you want to support me, I come up with extra options for my patrons, and that is what we're going to talk about right now. So the Barrel Crab, it's pretty popular. I think it's my most popular model on Thingiverse, and it was one of my newest ones. So I think it's doing pretty well. I think people like it, and I actually used the Barrel Crab in this campaign that I'm running. And when my friend saw that, she like freaked out and was like,
Drinks.
because it's in the shape of a barrel, I guess she thought it was just full of alcohol. So for the first option that I came up with for my patrons is the serving arms. And these arms are strong enough to hold like a regular figure if you want to, have that option, have the Barrel Crab holding some figures. But more importantly, they're made to serve drinks. So now it can be a party. But that's not the only arms that I came up with. So instead of just like regular claws, maybe it can have like kind of like lance arms. So instead of grabby grabby, you can be pokey pokey. And then last but not least, we got some cannon arms. If you wanted this to be kind of like a tank, to like obliterate those pesky skeletons. And I did not plan for this, but it was a happy accident. It is a little like back heavy, so you can balance it. Just have it stand up, and you could use it in a pinch, like a regular cannon, like on a pirate ship or something. Oh, and one more thing. The top opens up so that you could fit like a regular 1 inch miniature on the top to, just to show who is like piloting the Barrel Crab. If you wanted to do that. But I did like the idea of covering up all the openings of the barrel. So I did make covers for each side of the barrel so that if you wanted to be just a giant barrel, you have that option as well. So there you go. Okay, moving on to the Chibi Dwarf. And this was my first time making a Chibi Dwarf figure. Before I've only made like human, like same proportions, same everything, same height. So with a dwarf, I have them be a little shorter, but a little wider, kind of a lot wider, actually. And I'm not sure if I love the proportions, so I do reserve the right to change it later if I think the dwarf is a little too big. But I think it's pretty cute. What do you think? And I do make it so that, I use magnets so that the heads and the arms are interchangeable with the body. But you can't really interchange the dwarf parts with regular human parts. You could, it just kind of looks weird, right? Right? But totally up to you. And for the dwarf, we don't have as many options. We just have a female head with pigtails and earrings. And, some paladins use hammers. So there's a hammer option. But yeah, moving on to the Chibi Skeletons. This was another first for me because this was the first time I made like monster figures or like enemy minions. So, and I really like these. The bones are very thin though, so be careful. On one of mine, like the rib, like one of the ribs, like broke off. So, but they're skeletons, so it kind of works still. Waste not, want not. Um, but yeah, I have the original one kind of lunging forward and like, like grasping at, the player figures. But the head, like most of the weight is in its head and it's a little front heavy, so you have to be careful with this one because it's very easy to tip over. So, for my patrons, I made a different pose, which is just standing up straight, which it makes it a lot more easily balanced. And I made a different head with, just the mouth open. And I decided to give them a weapon, and it seemed appropriate that the weapon be a scythe. And funny enough, before I used to make these miniatures, I did how-to tutorials on Blender on how to make certain like 3D models. And to this day, my best video was how to make a scythe. For whatever reason, people really like that one. It's not that I have that many, it's over 1,000, but all my other videos like don't even break 100. So something about that video, I guess people like it. So if you want to learn how I made this exact scythe, click in the link up there. But yeah, I love these skeletons because you can use them as like scatter terrain, like little skulls on the ground, and maybe your party ignores them and they fail a perception check or something, and then the skeletons kind of like come out of the ground and attack the party. That'd be pretty cool. So here are the 3 models that you can download for free right now. Link in the description down below. And here is all the other extra bits that you can download only if you join my Patreon. And I'm just a solo guy, solo modeler. So I do have a different approach than other 3D miniature patrons. They usually have like a monthly like release, right? Where they have a bunch of these. There's like a theme, and it's a bunch of models for just that month. And they kind of work in like the FOMO thing, like, oh, you better do it, or you won't be able to have this next month. I'm doing a different model. It's kind of like the Netflix model where you subscribe to my Patreon and you just have access to all the models that I've ever made and all the other options that are Patreon exclusive. So whether you join now or later, you'll always have access to everything that I've ever made. And I have done those other patrons before, and they're great. Like, I'm not bagging on them. They're so amazing, and they're a lot bigger operation, so they could make all these models in 1 month. But whenever I did those, I always felt obligated to download everything, even though I didn't need everything or have the capacity to print everything. But I just felt that if I didn't download it, then I won't be able to download it later. So I had to download it even though I was never gonna ever use it. And it just took up space in my hard drive. So with mine, you can rest easy that if you join my Patreon, you'll always have access to everything. You could join, download whatever you want, and then quit. And then if I ever come up with something that you like, then you could join again and download just the stuff that you want. And I think that's just a better solution for both of us. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.